Hi everyone. An Oracle database cluster is a high availability architecture that allows multiple servers to work together as a single system. It ensures data consistency, fault tolerance, and scalability for critical applications. In this video, we will walk through the process of adding a new node to an Oracle database cluster on Windows environment. This enhancement will boost the cluster scalability and performance. So let's get started. In this session, I will add a new node in our existing cluster. This is my existing cluster structure. I have three nodes in my cluster, node 1, node 2 and node 3. And we will add a new node in our cluster. This is node 4. These are the steps I will follow in this session. First, we have to install the Windows 2012 server. I have already installed Windows 2000 server in my new node. Then we have to perform some prerequisites, and we will add the node in our grid home, and then in step 5 we will add the node in our database home, and last we will add our instance into new node. Now let's start our activity. This is my environment. I have created this environment in on the VMware. This is my node 1, this is my node 2, and this is node 3, and this is new node 4. Now let's check the cluster services on each node. First, we have to verify the cluster services should be running fine on each node. CRSCTL, this is my for node 1, OLS nodes minus N. So I have three node cluster, node 1, node 2 and node 3. CRS, let's check the cluster services. CRS, CTL, check CRS. Cluster services is running fine on node 1. This is node 2. Also check the cluster services on node 2 as well. When the command prompt CRS CETL check CRS. Cluster services also running fine on my node 2. Let's check the cluster services on node 3 as well. This is my node 3 CRS CTL check CRS. Cluster services also working fine in my node 3 as well. Now this is my node 4. I have installed Windows 2012 in this machine and there is no need to perform any other steps. You just create a new VM and install 2012 on this machine. Just close it. Now these are the steps we will perform in our node new node. Step number 1 to 6. Let's perform these steps on our new node. This is my node 4. First we have to stop the firewall. This is firewall. This is Windows firewall and turn off Windows firewall. Just click OK. Close it. Now add a new LAN card. Currently I have only one LAN card in my machine. So this LAN card I will use for public interface and second one I will use for private interface. Let me show you current configuration on my existing node. Just right click. This is my existing node. I have two adapter, private and public. It's public for the public connectivity, private for interconnect. Let's check the public. This properties. Public subnet is 192.168.18.147 and private is, click this properties, close the previous window. Private properties and protocol. This one. Currently 192.168.10.155. This is another subnet for private interconnect. Just click. Now move on node 4. Let me add a new adapter setting. If you are using a physical machine, you just add a new line card in your physical machine. So this is my virtual environment. I will add a new virtual adapter over there. Add this network adapter. Finish. I will change the type of network adapters from bridge to net to bridge. So bridge. These steps is for the virtual environment. If you are using a physical server, so you don't need to perform these steps. If you are using a virtual environment, so you need to perform these steps at your end. Click OK. Now it's showing two adapter over there, Ethernet 0 and private. Just click on change adapter setting. So first, I will change the name of this adapter. In my existing node, I have public. So change the name of this adapter to public. This is already private, so don't need to change this. Let's right click on public. I have to define the IP address on this adapter. Click and then properties. Enter the IP address 192.168.18. I will use 149 IP for this new node. Subnet should be this and gateway 192.168. If you are another gateway in your environment, you can use this gateway. This is DNS server. If you are using another domain controller, so you can enter the your domain controller IP over there. So I don't have any domain controller in my environment, so I'm using same subnet DNS server over there. Just click OK and then yes, close. Also check the private IP properties. Then currently I will use 192.168.10.156. 156.10.156 is for the private interconnect. So don't need to change this. If you want to put another IP, you can change over there. Just click OK. Yes. Now next step is I will change the host name of this machine. Just click properties, advanced, computer, change, and name is node 4. Then click OK. It will require a restart for this machine. Just click OK, close it and restart now. Now currently machine is restarting. So we have performed 1 to 6 step. Now we have to define this. We have to perform these steps. Currently I'm using DNS etc host file. So, I don't have any domain controller in my environment. So I will use the system32 host file. Let's click this login and login with administrator. Because this is a new machine, I will change the password of this. Password change. Now let's define the host name. C Windows system32 driver. In this file, I will define my all virtual IP, scan IP, and public IP host. Okay. So this is a new machine. So let's connect with my existing machine from there. My existing node is double backslash 192.168.192.18.50.151. This is C dollar. Oh, this is my node 1 Windows system32 driver etc host. This is my existing machine which is already running. So these five hosts is already defined in my existing machine. Now I just add my new node information over there. This is node 4. This is node 4. This, let's copy the same IP sequence over there. 18. My node 4 IP address is 149. This is node 4. Also the VIP for node 4 is 150. 150. This is virtual IP and the private IP is 156. 10 156. 156. Node 4 Brave. Just save this file and copy this file, and I will copy the same file on other node. Control C. I will open the all node from there. One, my second node is 152. This is my node 2. Just copy the same file over there. Replace this. Third node public IP is 147. Replace this. And this is node 4, and also paste same file on node 4 as well. So my host file is sync on all node. So these are the configuration. This is my node 1, this is my node 2 and node 3. This is my new node configuration over there. You can also find these steps from my website. So let's move on the next step. Next step, we will check the ping is running or not on my new node. Now open command prompt and check ping. Ping node 1 is working. Node 2 is also working, and last is node 3 is also working. Now next step, we have to start the Windows time service. For net start W32 time, and also change the startup type of this service. Just move, copy, open the service services.msc and Windows. This is Windows time. Double click and change the startup type from manual to automatic. Apply and OK. Next, we have to disable the media sensing. Open the registry, drag edit, local machine, system, current control set, service, and TCP/IP parameter, and right click new dword dword 32-bit value, name disable, DHCP media sense, double click on it and put value 1 and OK. So prerequisites has been performed successfully. We have turned off the firewall, change the adapter type, name of our existing adapter, network adapter, define the IP address on adapters, and change the host name of our computer, define the public, private, and virtual IP in our host file, and we have check the ping of status of all node from the new node, and we have start the NFTP services, Windows time services, and also disable the media sensing or our new node. Now we have to connect the storage on our new server. This is my new machine. Just close this. Let me show the current status of disk in my current machine. Disk part, list, disk. Currently I have only disk 0. Let me also show you this status on node 3 as well. Command prompt. This is my existing node. This part, list, disk. On node 3 I have 4 disks. Disk 0 is for my C drive and 1 to 4 is for the ASM disk. And these ASM disk is not appearing on my node 4. Node 4, disk 0 is for C drive. This I have to enable the ISI initiator. In this virtual environment, I am using OpenFiler. OpenFiler is for use the virtual storage. For connectivity OpenFiler with my VM, I am using ISCSI initiator. Just click yes. It's just like a virtual storage. If you are using this SAN in, so and the cable is connected your VM machine or your physical machine, so you don't need to use the ISCSI initiator. So it depends on your environment. So my storage IP is 192.168. Let me 192.168.18.153. Let's quick connect. This is my icon. That's done. And okay. Just list disk again. Now my ASM disk is showing there. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is for ASM. So currently these three disks is for ASM disk 1, disk 2, disk 3. And currently these disks are offline. So I have to online this disk. Select for this, select disk 1 online disk. And you don't need to format this, just press cancel. Whenever we connect the storage on our new VM, so this storage will be this will be in a read-only mode. So let me show you detail disk. You see there read-only just. So currently this disk is a read-only. So we have to disable the read-only attributes disk clear read only. Now select disk 2 online disk, press cancel and attributes attribute disk clear read only. Now disk 3 online disk, cancel. Now let's check detail disk. You see read only, now is no. So we have successfully mount our ASM storage in on new node. We have changed the attributes to read only no, and also bring this disk online disk. Let's check our steps. We have successfully completed 11, 12, 13. Now it's time to add the node. First we have to add this node in our grid home, and then we will add this node in our Oracle home. This is add node to grid home. Just move on these tabs for the the cluster existing node. These are the steps for storage connectivity. Now adding a node to a grid home. We have to execute this command. Just log in to our node 1. My node 1 cluster service is working fine. Go on C app 11.2. This is my grid home. OUI and bin. We have to execute this command from our grid home OUI bin directory. Paste this and just verify. Add node.batch file. Cluster nodes is equals to new. This is my node 4. And the cluster new underscore virtual home. This virtual host name is equals my this is my virtual host name of my new node. We have to execute this command from node 1. Just enter. It will again check the all prerequisites. Now this time there is no issue for W32 time. Now it's start. All prerequisites has passed, and now setup is copying the cluster home from node 1 to my new node 4. This node 4 and refresh after some time. Directory will be created there. Now apps directory has been created, and setup is copying node 1 cluster home to my node 4. All of these steps are mentioned in my website. You can download all steps from my website. This step is exists on my website with a screenshot. You can also check my YouTube video for this, and you can also check the command from my website as well. You can also download this PDF from my website, which is humtechno.com. All steps are mentioned there. Next command we have to execute the grid config. Let's wait for the completion of this command. Then we have to execute the grid config from my cluster home. See, the app directory size is 5 GB. This for the this folder. So currently only cluster home is copying. This size is 3.29 GB. Now 3 GB has been copied. Now it has been copied successfully. Next step, we have to execute the grid config.batch from CRS config folder. CRS slash config, and and this command we need to execute from node 4. This is my node 1. Just go on to node 4. This is my node 4. This is my new node, and see, let's exit from there. See app grid CRS and config. Now let's execute config.batch. Grid config.batch. Now it's running. Let's move on node 1. Just check OLS node minus n. Currently I have 3 nodes. So this command is running on my node 4. It will start my all cluster services on my node 4. Now command has been executed. Let exit from there. Let's again open command prompt. CRS check CRS. So we have to update the path of our Windows environments. Add cluster home in Windows path. Just execute this, copy. You can set as per your environment. And first step, also we can also change from this, my PC properties, advanced environment variable. This is path. Grid. Then copy this and change the path in this over there. Control V and OK. Then OK. Then exit. Then open again command prompt. CRS check CRS. Now cluster services is running fine on my new node. Now let's check the OLS nodes output from my node 1. So node 1 has been successfully added my cluster. You see that node 4 is successfully added my cluster. Now move to the next step. In the next step, we have to add node in our Oracle home. This is Oracle home, and we have to execute add node.bash from the Oracle home of DB node 1. This is my DB node 1 app, Oracle home, product, OUI, then copy this and execute this from our node 1. Node 1 now currently is running, performing pre-check for node addition. So it will also copy the Oracle home from my node 1 to node 4. So currently copying is started. Now Oracle Home folder has been created. So Oracle Home is copying in node 4. App Oracle. This is my Oracle Home. Let me check the size of Oracle Home. This is 3.74 GB. This properties. Now 70 MB has been copied. Now command has been completed successfully. Let's check the srvctl config node apps. Let's check the virtual IP of all nodes. This is my node 1 virtual IP, this is node 2 virtual IP, this is node 3 virtual IP. Okay, so all nodes virtual IP are exist in my cluster. If your node 4 virtual IP is not appear there, you can add the node VIP by this command. If you face this type of issue, so add the virtual IP of new node by this command in your cluster. Now next time to create a new instance, I have to add a new instance in my cluster. I have successfully add my node in my cluster. Second one, I have also copied the Oracle Home, my new node. Now it's time to add the existing databases in my new node. Currently, the one database is running in my environment. So I add this database in node 4 as well. Just execute dbca from node 1. Just click database Oracle real application cluster database. Next, instance instance management. Add an instance. Let me show you one thing. srvctl. This is my node 2. srvctl status database minus d tasdb. This is my task database, and the task database is running on my node 1 and not running on my node 2 and running on my node 3. Okay, and the node 4 is not exist there. So I will add this node my node 4 as well. Just click enter the username password. Click next. Now this is my node 4. Next, then finish and okay. adding instance. So is adding instance my cluster for node 4 of database task db. Completing instance management. So currently it's creating the instance on my node 4. On node 3, let me open node, this is my node 3 and this is my node 2. Let's execute same command again. So she see that instance test db2 is not running. Now it's showing there. So cluster is currently starting the database, but now test db has been registered on node 4. So I don't want to perform another operation, just press no. Okay, now let's execute again. So instance has been created on node 4, or it's also running on my node 4. Let's come back on the node 4, and this is my node 4 srvctl status database minus d test db. So it's also showing there. So I have successfully added my new node in my cluster. Can check OLS and nodes minus n. So node 4 has been added in my cluster.